Chances are, if you're a content creator listening to this right now, you are sick of sending cold pitch emails. Wouldn't it be such a better situation if you could just sit back, post your content, and not have to worry about doing manual outreach to brands?
What if they just came to you?
There are certain types of content that can help that happen, and today we're going to be talking about the two types of content that truly will attract new brands over to your content and your page so that you don't always have to be doing the manual legwork. These two types of content are going to serve two really different purposes and are going to be great to incorporate into your current content strategy so that you can have more of your dream brands in your DMs ASAP. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share with you my rates for Instagram, Reels, and TikTok videos because we just don't gatekeep here. And I'm also going to share with you the exact formula that I use to actually figure out these rates. And this is the formula I share with all of my students. So hopefully you'll be able to have your rate by the end of this video. All of your timestamps are below, and let's get right into it. There are two really important types of content that I think all creators should be incorporating into their current content strategy if you are trying to reach more brands and have them attracted to you so that you don't have to go doing all of that boring cold pitching that usually ends up, let's be honest, not in a partnership. The first one that I want to talk about today is trust building content. Now, this is really actually very beneficial for your audience as well, because if we can share content that helps our audience actually trust us more, it's likely going to result in more brand partnerships. When our audience trusts us, they're very often going to be commenting on our content, liking it, saving it, sharing it. And we know that all of these metrics really matter when it comes to a brand coming to our page and deciding if we have enough trust and credibility with our audience to actually be worth hiring. Now, when it comes to brands, this is really beneficial because, again, it helps show that we have this great relationship with our audience and does give us a lot of credibility when it comes to hiring. If a brand has thousands of dollars to spend, they're likely not going to spend it on a creator who has really, really low engagement or doesn't do a lot of content that helps the audience get to know them, because it probably means they don't have a great relationship with their audience. So the brand is probably feeling a little iffy about how much conversion you'll actually have if they were to hire you. So what are some examples of trust building content? What can this actually look like? First idea could be a storytelling post. Now, right now in 2025, 2026, you're probably hearing so much about storytelling. And that's because it is truly right now one of the most important things that you can do within your content to help your audience get to know you, to build trust, credibility, and authority, and to help them feel related to. When they feel related to you and trust in you more, again, they're going to be more likely to engage with your content, which is only beneficial for you in so many ways. Second example might be behind the scenes content. That kind of real, raw, unfiltered, come along with me style content really shows that you don't need everything to be polished perfection to post it onto your Instagram or your TikTok. And that type of more casual content typically tends to resonate better with our audience, also resulting in more of a trustworthy experience. The third example I would give here for this trustworthy content would actually be educational content. And I know educational content sometimes feels a little overplayed. However, it's a great way to build your authority. I often recommend that rather than educating from the standpoint of I'm the expert, you don't know anything, you should more be sharing this content from the perspective of here's what I did, here's what worked for me, but I'm not necessarily a know-it-all. Like, I don't know everything there is to know. I'm going to just share my experience with you. And this almost gets us back into that first idea of storytelling, where we're able to share our experiences and our journey with our audience. And the last one in this trust building content would be sharing authentic opinions. Maybe this is an unpopular opinion, or maybe you're kind of myth busting something that you hear a lot in your niche. Sometimes when you're going against the grain, it really does show that you're there to tell the truth or your truth. And so I think that is something that your audience audience typically really appreciates and feels more like they can trust you. So it really is a great job of that being that trust building content. Now, outside of trust building content, there's another really important type of content that I think really needs to be part of your content strategy, and that is conversion content. Let's be honest, the whole reason a brand is hiring you for a partnership is usually to gather some brand awareness. They want your audience to learn about the brand, or it is really to make sales. However, one of the issues with this is we very often only share conversion style content when it is something we are being paid for. So if we are doing maybe 1 or 2 brand partnerships per month, when we suddenly have that content popping up and our audience is like, oh, wow, like we're being sold to right now, it kind of feels like a little icky sometimes. And so if you're sharing it a little bit more often, it's something that your audience can be more used to and doesn't feel as much of a shock to the system when they're actually seeing it. And your audience almost gets a little bit more trained into your conversion content, and then hopefully when it is paid, they're already comfortable clicking links and purchasing things that you recommend. So what are some examples of conversion content that won't steer away your audience? Number 1 is sharing your favorites or your recommendations organically. This again doesn't always have to be an ad. You can share things super organically that you use on a day-to-day basis. And then, hey, one day when they are paid partnerships, your audience has already heard about them. They already know that you love them. And so those ads tend to feel like a little more authentic, right? You can also incorporate storytelling into these types of content as well. Maybe it is a story about a service you started to use that really changed your whole workflow as a business owner. So paid or not, that's a really great way for us to see something that you're actually using, hear about your journey using it, and maybe feel related to on the struggles that you had before you used it. And then when you share what the service is, maybe people go buy it. Third would be maybe sharing mini reviews or mini tutorials of things that you use and love. For example, if I were doing my makeup and sharing the products that I was using while I was telling a story of sorts, you're almost always going to have someone in the comments, even when it's not what you're talking about, hey, what blush is that you used, or what brow pencil did you use? And that is a great opportunity to start to get some link clicks, maybe get people over to your Amazon storefront, and really show that you can convert and that people are interested in purchasing things that you're sharing, even when they're unpaid. Overall, conversion content does not need to be paid content. It really just needs to showcase that A, you know how to make an ad, B, you can get people to purchase from you, and C, that you are trustworthy enough and authentic enough in your ads that they are going to do what the brand wants them to do. Now, if all of this feels a little overwhelming, or maybe you're really excited about it, you do not have to do this alone. In our private creator community, Soulcial Suite, we have over 150 other creators who are also right now on their journey of landing more consistent, higher paid brand partnerships. And most of them are doing this with the support of 150 other creators in this group, plus access to myself as well as our other creator coaches whenever you need it. So whether you are looking for some feedback on a piece of content that you want to share, or you just got a really confusing email from a brand and you don't know how to respond, or maybe you're trying to read a contract and it feels like gibberish to you, don't worry, this is where we come in and we're down to help you anytime you need it. If you want more information about Soulcial Suite, you can look down in the description. But before we go, I want to share with you my rates for brand partnerships. Now, to get these rates, I'm using my fair pricing method, and this method actually takes into consideration 4 really important things versus just your follower count, which is what most online calculators will do. This will take into consideration, yes, your follower count, but also how targeted your audience is, how engaged your audience is, and how much reach your content is actually getting. So using the formula in the fair pricing worksheet that is down in the description, I have a rate of about $2,000 for an Instagram reel and $1,000 for a TikTok video. Now, mind you, on both platforms, I have less than 30,000 1,000 followers, and these are rates that I am consistently paid without brands pushing back. So you can figure out exactly what you should be charging using the fair pricing method by downloading the free worksheet below. If you have any questions, there is actually a really great mini masterclass in there that will actually walk you through it step by step, because I'll be honest, there's a little bit of math involved. I hope this video was helpful, and I will see you guys next week.